Season 5, Episode 14. My guests today are Mia Frolova and Maryna Frolova, calling in today from Texas. Mia is Miss Texas Junior Teen, a new title earned just 2 weeks ago. Maryna is a marketer for big tech. She's Mia's mother and she's Mia's coach, and a former beauty queen herself, a Miss Minnesota. Maryna and Mia, welcome to the Sage Sayers.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you. Yeah,
us.
thank you for having us.
Oh, I'm so happy that you're here. And for the listeners, Marina's a dear friend of mine, a colleague of mine. And when she wrote to me 2 weeks ago with the news, my heart leapt out of my chest. And after congratulating she and Mia profusely, I asked if they'd come to the show because knowing Maryna, I know there are a lot of leadership lessons and a lot of storytelling lessons that we can learn from beauty pageantry. I've learned a lot from understanding Maryna's role. And I'm going to learn even more today from yours, Mia. And starting with just a little bit about your pageant history. Apparently, this is your fourth event, and
Mhm.
this is your first victory. What do you believe helped you win this time? Broad question, but what are the top three things maybe that helped you win, do you think?
Yes, well, preparing all year round was a lot of work, but it really did have a positive outcome. And I'm so glad that I put so much time and effort into this. And that's one thing that I realized really helped with winning this title. Another thing is spending time by myself, sectioning
Um,
off time for myself, and practicing interview questions, which is one of the most important things to practice because interview
oh,
is such a hard thing to master. And that helped a lot, just sitting by myself, going over questions, rewriting in my head what I wanted to say. Um, and I'm really happy that I spent a lot of time doing that. And also with my coach, my mom, she helped me a lot
oh,
with it too. Yeah.
I'm sure she
Most of
helps so
the
much. And
uh-huh, yeah.
when I have a lot of questions, so I'll try to curb my enthusiasm. But so one of the tell the listeners a little bit about how you're judged. So responses to the interview questions is part of it. What are some of the other things that the judges evaluate you for?
Mhm. Well, there's personal introduction, which is where you stand on stage and you give a 30-minute speech about yourself and what you like to do with your life and how old you are and where you're from, which is, I think, 20% of the
20%.
We're about 30, 30, 30.
30, okay, yeah, 30% of your outgoing score. And then there's also evening gown where you walk on stage in the big puffy dress that everybody loves. Mine was red and sparkly, and I just knew as soon as I got it that that was the dress I wanted to be crowned in because it matched perfectly with the banner and it looked gorgeous on stage with all the sparkles. But that was the second part, and then obviously person or interview. Yes, that was the last one, which is the most nerve-wracking for sure.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about why it's so nerve-wracking. Is it that not knowing the questions, obviously, but it is also is it just the high stakes nature? Like when I'm coaching leaders and trying to get them ready for their keynotes or their all hand meetings, it just seems like the ambiguity of the question, not knowing that seems to trip people up the most. What about you?
Well, for me, it was that we only have 1 minute with each judge. It's so
Oh,
hard to get out everything that you wanna say in the span of 1 minute. And yes, there is
wow.
some breathing room, yeah, to go from judge to judge, but it's still only a minute with maybe a few seconds that you can spare while you move along to the next judge.
So what was your strategy? Like what was the question you asked and how did you get your answer out well enough to win and also within a minute?
Well, I think as much as I wanted to get everything out, it's whatever I could say and not rushing myself
Yeah.
and feeling like, "Oh, I also have to say this. Oh, also have to say this." Just pace yourself and really connect with the judge. Show off your personality. Don't be too uptight. For me, it was taking a valerian route before going into, the interview room so that I could really calm my nerves and face myself.
And it worked?
Oh, it
Valerian's good?
definitely worked. And
It's
I'm
like
so glad that I did that.
so it's not rushing, it's pacing, it's connecting. It's the connecting part in that environment. Eye contact, keeping a neutral expression or smiling. Is it
Mhm.
all of that? It's kind of executive presence, but for a teen.
Yeah, for sure. I did smile a lot. It was hard to hold back whenever I saw the people that were looking at me on stage, smiling at me as much as I was smiling at them. And for me, it's keeping happiness. I love to show how happy I am all the time. And showing off to the judges was so simple because I love talking to people. That's why I chose to go on this podcast today because I really do love talking to
Oh.
people.
Well, that's music to my ears because I also coach a lot of parents who are looking at their children now and realizing even though college is 5 or 7 years away, their child is very shy. And the more I learn about having 2 teens of my own and one in college, yeah, conversations is small talk, being able to connect with strangers, those are superpowers. So
Yeah.
you obviously did really, really well. Was there anything you told yourself in the minute, like just beforehand to self-calm? Yes, the valerian helped. Yes, the prep helped. Yes, your mum coaching helped. And then you're on your fourth. So you've had good repetition at this point. But do you self-soothe at all, Mia? Do you say something to yourself, pray, or just say they're there? Or what do you do?
Yeah, praying did hold a extremely big role in my process of like calming my nerves, and then also going into to the interview room realizing that everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes when they talk. Everybody stutters. Everybody says like. So even though that is something that you don't want to have a good habit of saying so like, it didn't really matter because they were also human, they were also people, they understood that we were all nervous, and they're nervous too to have to pick one person in the end, so I just realized that whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and they'll understand as well.
It's lovely. So it's like reassuring oneself there is no perfect answer.
Mhm,
If I do falter in any way, it's just a falter.
mhm.
The sky won't fall on me. And they're expecting some faltering. They're not expecting perfection, especially in ad hoc. Wouldn't you say? There's more grace, even in a pageant, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Maryna, I have some questions for you. As Mia's coach and as her mum and as her friend, I can see the closeness between you. How did you balance all those roles as you coached your daughter through 4 pageants and helped her be victorious this time?
Well, that was the ultimate juggle, is balancing all of the roles. And and to be completely honest, it wasn't an easy thing because sometimes I have to go into coach mode. Sometimes I have to go into friend mode and supporter mode, stylist mode, driver mode. It was all the titles with pursuing this title. I had to also carry all of that. And it really was about leaning into the right thing to say at the right time and knowing when to push her a little bit, when to let off the gas, and helping her prepare really took a lot of effort on both of our parts because there are elements of this pageant that I have to help her with,
Right.
and I'll have to create help her draft the introduction, help her find the right wardrobe, and really take her to these places so that she is prepared for the opportunity when it
Yeah.
comes. Because ultimately, I think success and winning this time, I firmly believe that it's when opportunity meets preparation, that's when you have that ultimate success. And that is what happened. Because even though she was prepared the previous times, she
Yeah.
has grown every single time she has gone on to into that competition and helped her set goals. And I think I did see that she was different this time.
What did you see?
I saw not only the hunger, she always had the hunger and she always wanted to achieve this goal and this title, but I saw her work for it. I
Yeah.
saw her truly sit down, figure out who she is, set her goals, do her
Mm.
community service. She was, you know, she started her foundation, her Get Well Gowns Foundation long ago, but it's the continued commitment to that that gets her here today.
Mm.
And so
And
it's yeah,
and
result
was
of
it
all that.
also part of and so it's growing confidence, it's repetition, it's her 4th pageant. Would you say over time, and I know you did, how many pageants did you go through, Maryna, before you became Miss Minnesota?
But I won on my 3rd try.
Yeah?
So it also was a work in progress and
Yeah,
a learning experience. There were a lot of learning seasons leading up to the winning season, and they often tell you that you learn a lot more in the learning season sometimes than in your winning season because the winning season is really the payoff.
yeah.
But yeah, and then I also competed a couple other times in a different system. So I think a total maybe 5 years in the pageant system, but really a tremendous impact for the rest of my life and career.
Do you think the constant so both of you had some learning seasons before you became queen. Do you think it's the exposure to the fear that helps you build up the confidence and seeing that the worst case scenario you and I talk about mental fitness, Maryna. I think that's my back question. Like,
Mhm.
ho when we are trying to overcome something like public speaking fear or competing, whatever, the more we're exposed to the fear, I think the less it becomes in our mind. Do you think that could be part of it? And what you
100% for
saw with
me.
Mia? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Also, when we do what did you see what differences did you see, Maryna, in your daughter's journey and your own? Like, have some things what stayed the same and what has changed?
I think that's probably one of the greatest gifts of this experience is because I knew in every bone in my body that this is an important experience for a human to go through the self-discovery, the building confidence, building lifelong skills like interview, like being able to talk to anybody. And she was shy and I was shy before I started pageants. So being able to really expose yourself to in that way, really expose yourself to that fear, doing it anyway and pursuing that ultimate goal was so similar in our journeys. And now what I'm most excited about is that she is going to have an incredible year as a title holder
Tell me,
because
what
of all
happened?
the misses, right? Of prior and the growth
Mhm.
because for me it was one of my most incredible years. I still look back on it as I've lived many years and many lives, but that one's still one of my highlights and one of my favorites because of the opportunities that you get, because of the growth that you experience. And so that's what I'm so excited for her to have her own year, to have her
Yeah.
her title holder year and experience nationals, experience all the things that she's going to get
So
to.
tell us about that, Mia. Like, what happens now that you're crowned? Then what? Like, so you have the title for the year. What happens within the year?
Oh, so much happens. Well, first, I think one of the most exciting things that happens is we get to go to nationals, Orlando, Florida. We get to go to Disney for the very first time, at least for me. I have never been myself, and I'm so excited to get that experience, as well as everything that comes with nationals. Also, we have like a neon party, a doll ball. We have dress as your state, I believe, or patriotic, I think. And I'm thrilled to get to experience that, as well as all the community service opportunities and also opportunities like this where I get to speak to other people about my experience in pageants. And it does get harder from here, and I'm so excited to experience this year and get to show everybody that's following me on Instagram on my new state title holder account and getting to bring everybody on that journey and show everybody what I get to do with my title, as well as get well gowns and community service and as going to nationals. It's just like everything that I get to see and
Ooh.
get to do with everybody else.
So it's more community work, more visibility.
Yes, for sure.
And remind me, how are you're not at college yet, but you're going to be going to college, right? So how does this kind of title help with college? I'm sure it does.
Well, this title does amplify all the community service that I will be doing and everything that I do get to experience. So it will be good for college essays to speak about my experiences as queen and being able to tell them everything that I've done with my year and everything that I want to do continuing, even though like I won't be crowned forever, obviously. So I will continue to amplify my voice after I give up my crown to my next successor. And I get to say that all to colleges and as well as speaking with other people. I think that will be a huge um what is the word? Huge
Opportunity or
huge
practice?
yeah. Yeah. A big practice opportunity for sure, and I get to show that to others in colleges. We also
Beautiful.
got a
Yeah.
scholarship
Is
to
a scholarship?
Midland U
Tell me
yeah.
about the scholarship.
It's at Midland University in Nevada, and we got a full ride scholarship
Nebraska.
Nebraska, and we get a full ride scholarship, and that is an amazing opportunity that we get to, take up, and that is definitely a big, um, thing that we will be looking into in the
Beautiful.
future since I am a incoming sophomore, so it's good to have for sure.
Fantastic. Is there
Mhm,
anything behind just a couple more questions? Are we good for just a couple more questions?
mhm.
What was some were there any curveballs either in this pageant? Like, what's happening behind the scenes that the people in the audience don't really see? Like, is there anything that really helped, like just wild cards or like, I'm sure your whole experience has taught you agility. Can you think of a time where you had to really pivot and change tack in this pageant or any of the ones earlier? And I'd love to ask you too, Maryna.
Mhm. Well, I mean, the biggest thing for me is at the beginning, I took everything very seriously. Like, I thought, oh, I need to win. Oh, I need to really just, put my whole heart in. And then I realized I need to have fun. Like, I need to actually be enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah,
It's really not that serious. It does come back. I do
yeah.
have more years that I get to compete in. And that was a big turning point for me because I realized that not everything has to be taken seriously. Like, you just need to have fun, let loose, really enjoy what you're doing, and show that to the judges because they will see it through you. They can tell. They can tell when you're being way too serious about something, you can't have fun, you're very, very trained, and you just don't show your personality through your walk, through your introduction, through your interview. They can really tell.
I think that's fantastic. I wrote that down. That might be the headline. To win, you need to have fun
Yeah.
or enjoy what you're doing. Because you're right. I think joy comes through. And it's really interesting. There's definitely a trend in public speaking fear where the ones who seem to be navigating it best at the moment, at least the ones I'm coaching, are the ones who've learned to not care so much. So I think there's this beautiful line where you want to win, you want to be professional, you want to show respect and reverence to the audience in front of you, in this case, the judges, but you want to be you, and there needs to be a little element of you that is detached from the outcome. And that's
Mhm,
when we really are in a confidence really starts to shine, I think. People
mhm,
notice that. It's the opposite of reading from a script. It's just showing up and answering the question. Marina, what about you? What was looking back at your time, um, what were some of the wild curveballs or the big lessons that came to you, especially
A
through that
few. Oh,
leadership and
it's a
storytelling?
treasure trove of lessons. I can tell you that, and I think one of the biggest ones, and what changed for me the year that I won, it was leaning into who I was and not holding back. I think there is a lot of temptation to copy the previous winner or act like somebody who came before you. And for me, it was truly being myself the year that I won.
Yeah,
And that translated. And I think the other thing is just being so sure of who it is that you are and spending the time learning who you are so that you can bring yourself to the table and you're
and
not
for
holding
you
back and you're not copying somebody else. You're truly yourself.
yeah, and for you,
yeah.
was that the moment when you declared your European heritage?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was. It
yeah,
really
you
was.
claimed
It
it.
was leaning into that and because it felt so authentic
Mhm.
to me to be able to share that heritage and not hold back.
Fantastic. And for the listeners, just final questions for many of my listeners struggle with small talk. They struggle with speaking to strangers. They struggle with speaking to people with authority. They know they need to get better at it to rise in their careers and or to launch their business, whatever it is they want to do. What's your parting advice, Mia, for those who need to become better conversationalists and public speakers, but just don't know where to start?
Yeah. I will say it does take time. You won't get it right off the bat. For me, I was the most shy kid I think you could have ever met. in front of a presentation, I couldn't present. I would always try to get some excuse to not present or present just to the teacher. So it didn't come easily. It does take a lot of time and really take every opportunity that you can get, like
Mhm.
to just practice. Practice with your friends, practice with your parents, practice with grandparents, just anybody that will give you the opportunity to talk to, take it. Strangers, small talk in grocery lines, just something that can help with your communication. A little goes a long way for sure.
Do you think it's the constant exposure helps you see that nothing bad is gonna happen? Is that part of it?
Yes.
I agree
Yes,
with
for
that
sure.
too. Yeah.
Because
I think
nobody's just gonna say, "No, I don't really wanna talk to you." You
right.
know, they're
Exactly.
going to want to speak to you. They would love to hear about your life or whatever you have to say to them, and I think it's helped me a lot to know that everybody's human and everybody will listen to you, to what you have to say, and especially the judges. The judges are there to listen to you, to see what you have to say, and you just have to let loose and tell them whatever you can think of and really just be, again, authentic and yourself in front of everybody.
When you think back to your answers to the judges, was there a particular one that really stood out that you remember that you think helped you win?
Well, it was really a blur. Interview is one of those things that you just black out in. I but there was one that really stood out to me, and it was what makes you feel beautiful. And
Oh,
at first, that caught me off guard. I was like, "Oh my goodness, there's so many
yeah.
things that make me feel beautiful." But then I realized beauty is such a hard thing to describe. So for me, beautiful is what's on the inside, and that's what I said. For me, beauty is what's on the inside, and for me, that is service. And going out and
Oh,
doing stuff for my community and going and being active and talking to people as well, that was a big part of what I said in my interview that I felt very confident in and what I think might have cost me.
yay. Well, Mia and Marina, it's been a pleasure and honor having you on the show. I wish you both all the best. Mia, enjoy this year. I will be
Thank
following
you.
you on Instagram. And Marina, it's been really fantastic having you back too. Take
Yes.
good care. Thanks for coming to the show. Oh, and
Thank you.
tell my listeners how they can find your Insta if you want me to share it in the show notes. But I'll
Oh,
put it in the show notes, but tell them how they can find it.
yes, it's my official just personal account is Mia underscore or Mia.Frolova_official. And then for the title holder, it's the NAM Junior Teen, the NAM Texas
TX.
underscore TX_Junior Teen.
We'll put it in
Yes.
the
Love
notes.
it.
Yeah,
I'll put
yeah.
it in the notes. Thank you
Yes.
again. It was so fantastic. You take good care.
Yes, thank you so
Thank you for
much.
having us.
I loved talking to you today.
Oh, it was wonderful. Bye.